So in our Color Computer 2 video, we discussed how the Color Computer 2 was fundamentally the same thing as the original model, but with some nice quality of life improvements and a smaller footprint. That's not true for the Color Computer 3. This thing is radically different despite its external similarities to the CoCo 2. So join us as we continue our celebration of septandy and all things Tandy. Make sure to check out our videos on both the Color Computer 1 and the Color Computer 2 as well. It's been 6 years since the release of the Tandy TRS-80 Color Computer. In general, the Color Computer line has been pretty well received. Strong points include great affordable prices, the great basic, and strong visibility in Radio Shack stores. However, the mid-1980s saw a huge shift in where consumers were spending their money on computers. Rather than buying into a company's individual platform with its own software and ecosystem, consumers have moved to a world of IBM compatibles. And there was a lot to be excited about, with 286 CPUs getting cheaper and cheaper, and the blazing fast 386 being a tempting offer for those who could afford it. In this environment, many die-hard fans were concerned that the Color Computer line would be dropped in favor of the Tandy 1000 line. Fans had seen more and more of their local Radio Shack stores dedicated to the Tandy 1000, with the Color Computer being pushed out of the way. Looking at it with nearly 4 decades of hindsight, it was pretty obvious that the CoCo line was over the hill. But Tandy would finish the trilogy with one big last hurrah. On the outside, the Tandy Color Computer 3 doesn't look that different from the later versions of the Color Computer 2, but that's deceiving. The Color Computer 3 takes everything that the platform did up to that point and supercharges it. The difference in RAM, CPU speed, and graphic capabilities is night and day. This may seem like an odd comparison, but it reminds me of Amstrad's folly of a console known as the Amstrad GX 4000. In what way? Well, both are 8-bit machines based on an aging platform that have been stretched to their absolute limits. Another great example would be Nintendo's Game Boy Color. Much of the increase in performance can be attributed to the new Advanced Color Video chip, which combines the old graphics chip, the VGC, and the multifunction SAM chip together with new features like memory bank switching, which allows staggering amounts of RAM to be accessible in 8K chunks. The new chip was officially called the Advanced Color Video chip, but unofficially fans have come to know it as the Graphics Interrupt Memory Enhancer, or the GIME chip for short. It would significantly improve the system's graphics options. It also, like the SAM before it, provided the system with its clock generation and synchronization, but at a much higher rate, allowing Tandy to upgrade from the MC6809E CPU to the new double-speed 68B09E CPU. One of the best new additions to the system is the inclusion of both composite video out and RGB, something that had already become fairly commonplace by the time of the CoCo 2, but was sadly lacking there. This honestly might be the biggest reason to pick up this system over its older brothers. Tandy had planned to include a 256 color mode, but that unfortunately never materialized. However, with the significant upgrade to up to 16 colors on screen from a palette of 64, at resolutions of up to 640 by 225, the graphics improvements were still very much appreciated. All these upgrades made for some great opportunities for software on the system. Not only did it include a patched basic ROM from Tandy's partner Microware, but Tandy also offered a desk-made experience near identical to what they were offering on their IBM compatibles. And the new power allowed a much more robust OS 9 experience. Again, not that OS 9. Our model is the later 128K model, the 26-3334, which was advertised at a price of $200 in the 1990 Radio Shack catalog. Our system definitely needs a good cleaning, but we like to show off how these systems will look organically when you find them out in the wild, but we will be sure to give it a very, very good scrub down. On the front, you'll see the very solid keyboard with its extra keys, and the new design Tandy badge, which is very reminiscent of the Tandy 1000s, advertising this as a 128K system. On the right side is the expansion port, which has had its dust cover updated from black to gray. And on the back is the reset button, audio and composite out, channel selector, RF out, cassette interface, serial port, joystick ports, and the power button. On the bottom, you'll see a hidden RGB port, and you'll notice that the previous owner was clearly a big fan of Crusader Kings 3. Good taste. The Color Computer 3 would be the last official color computer, being discontinued in 1991, though existing stock would still be found in some stores into the mid-90s. That doesn't mean we are done talking about the Color Computer line. Join me next time as we look at the somewhat related microcomputer, the TRS-80 MC10, possibly the weirdest computer Tandy ever released. And now for the ratings. Usability gets a 5 out of 5. This is the best computer to buy if you are looking to get into the Color Computer line. It has a great keyboard, and the additional video inputs make it much easier to connect to modern displays or capture cards. As a bonus, it's fully compatible with the Color Computer 2's accessories. Rarity gets a 3 out of 5. These aren't particularly rare, but I do see them less often than the 1 or 2. Price gets a 2 out of 5. Due to it being desirable, this model fetches a decent premium over the 1 or 2. Aesthetics get a 3 out of 5. It gets the job done, but I can't help but feel it's rather bland like the CoCo 2. Software gets a 3 out of 5. This system can play pretty much all the CoCo software, and you'll never have to worry about running out of RAM, but a few older titles may have some issues. That's it for this video on the Color Computer 3. We've still got some great stuff in the future for you guys for Septandy, so make sure you are subscribed and have hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss that. And if you'd like to see those videos early, you can't wait, make sure to support us on Patreon where you can get early videos as a perk. And if you'd like to discuss the Color Computer 3 and why you like it more or less than the previous models, make sure to join our Discord server. And I'll see you guys next time.